Hey y'all, and welcome to Monner's Market, and welcome to the Try It Tuesday challenge. This challenge is hosted every month by Sammie over at Unicorn Dust Designs, and it is where we take projects that someone else has done and we try to recreate them. So I will be recreating some things today from a young lady that I will tell you about in just a moment. But in my description box, there will be a playlist. And in that playlist, you will be able to go down and watch everybody in today's playlist that's doing the Try It Tuesday challenge. Along with Sammie this month, she has a co-host. She has a co-host every month. But this month's co-host is Rebecca Virginia DIY. And they are both very, very talented. I'm going to leave you the links to both of their channels down below, so make sure you go visit them. Now, Savannah with SavviCraftsbySavannah is who I chose to do all three of my DIYs from today. Generally, when I do the Try It Tuesday, I have different people, but today, all of them are coming from Savannah, and this is my first one. Now, this is a pizza pan door hanger. This is Savannah's. It was pink because she did it back at Valentine's Day. So I did the same thing, except for I just made mine sort of summerish because we are about to go into summer. So I recreated this the exact same way she did, except a different theme. Does that make sense? Okay, so what we did is took a pizza pan from the Dollar Tree, some beads from Amazon, which I will leave you the link down in my description box for literally everything that I use that you can find on the internet. So we take this pizza pan, and she used pink for hers, obviously, because it was for Valentine's Day. I'm doing summer, so I'm going to be using this maize. It's a Waverly chalk paint in the color maize. Beautiful yellow color. And I simply took the maize and gave this, I want to say it took 2 good thick coats to cover the front and the back of both of them. And then I just chose some random ribbons that I had to make my bow like hers. So I took this burlap ribbon that I believe I got from Family Dollar, if I'm not mistaken. Honestly, I've had it so long I don't remember where I got it, but you can pretty much get burlap ribbon anywhere, including the Dollar Tree. Every other piece of ribbon in this stack came from the Dollar Tree, except those little skinny ribbons right there, the yellow and the white ribbon. Other than that, they all came from the Dollar Tree. So I just put them all together and made a little messy bow, and those are pretty easy to make, and they're very self-explanatory. You just take whatever ribbons that you like, your ribbons of choice, and you cut them. I want to say that was like maybe 6 to 8 inches. I probably should have measured it, but didn't think about it. I apologize. But just a guesstimate would be 6 to 8 inches. And you can do as little or as many frayed pieces of ribbon as you want to make it as fluffy as you want to make it. Now, I use zip ties, and the beautiful Sammie over at Unicorn Dust Designs, our host today, is the one who taught me to do zip ties on all of my florals, and it has been a game changer. She's also the one that showed me how to do this little finger bow right here. Now, some people call them finger bow. Different people call them different things. I happen to call them a Sammie bow. And if you watch my channel at all, then you already know I call that a Sammie bow, because she's the one who taught me how to do it. Now, if you are here from the playlist today, welcome to Monner's Market. My name is Brenda, and this is my channel. Now, my grandkids call me Monner. If you're wondering what a Monner is, that's me. That's my grandmother name. And I absolutely adore that name. So, welcome to Monner's Market. This little ribbon right here, I was so upset. I picked that ribbon out specifically for this bow, and lo and behold, pushed it to the side and forgot about it. So I was not happy with myself, but y'all, I was not about to tear that ribbon back apart for one little piece of ribbon to put on there. So anyway, I made my little hanger with a few of these beads. Now, Savannah only used 3 beads, but her beads were bigger than mine. And I think I used, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going so fast I can't even count the daggum things. So I wasn't quite finished drying there, so you see me taking my heat gun and finish drying it. And then I'm just going to add my little hanger to the back. I glued it down with some hot glue, and then I took another piece of that ribbon to put on top of it just for a little bit more stability, and got it all hot glued down, and it worked like a charm hanging it like that. That pizza pan is super duper light. Those beads are light, and believe it or not, that little bow is fairly light also. Now these right here, these stencils, I'm going to link those down in my description box. I just got those the other day from Amazon, and I am so crushing over these things. They are gorgeous. They have sunflowers and bees and butterflies, and if you are into the sunflower theme, which I am right now, you will absolutely love these, and they were very reasonable. So I'm definitely going to link them down below. Now this is white Waverly chalk paint that I'm using with a foam brush that you can get from the Dollar Tree. Now when you're using a stencil, you don't want to swipe or wipe your brush. If you do, you're going to get bleeds. It's a guarantee that you're going to get bleeds up under your stencil. You want to dab. You want to just dab up and down whenever you are putting your paint on top of your stencil. Now, you see me laying that brush flat, and it probably looked like I was wiping, but I wasn't. I was still dabbing. Now, this little tool right here, you can get in the Crafter Square. And all I was doing was taking the paint, dipping it down in the paint, and filling in those little lines in that writing from that stencil. Some of them weren't closed completely, and that little thing worked like a charm. Then I took my Waverly get my tongue untied, Waverly chalk paint and truffle, and just distressed it all down, and that's all there was to it. Once I did that, it was all complete, and I thought it was just as cute as it could be to hang on the door here at summertime. So make sure you leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think about this. So I'm going to show you mine, and then I'm going to show you Savannah's again in just a minute to show you and remind you what hers look like. And now this is what mine looks like. So make sure you leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Now would be a really good time to reach over and hit that thumbs up button. Every time you leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up, and especially subscribe. It lets YouTube know that you like what I'm putting out there, and it really, really helps to support my channel. So if you're not already subscribed to my channel, come on over and join us. So this is it. This is what it turned out like. Oh, you know what? Hang on one second. I'm sorry, y'all. My phone was dying. I had to plug it back in. But this is what it turned out like. Now let's jump in to DIY numero dos. This is my box, my little planner, how it turned out. And this one is Savannah's. Isn't it just the most adorable thing you've ever seen? Let me tell you how she did this and how I did this. So we take these little boxes from the Dollar Tree. They're little drawers. Now, you can get the box that has any little design in it that you want. I just picked 6 butterflies because I'm anal like that, and if it would have had different designs cut out of it, I wouldn't have been able to handle it, even though you ain't never going to see those butterflies again. So, because these boxes are never completely square, you will have a hard time getting them in and out of the wrong drawer. So you see me wrote write BL. That was for bottom left. Then I'm going to write BM, bottom middle. I did that for every single drawer so that I would know where they went back into once I got them painted. So again, I take that chalk paint from Waverly in the color Ivory and give the whole entire thing a really good coat of paint. I painted the drawers the outside of the boxes, and then I painted the actual drawers themselves. Now, I only painted 3 sides of each of those drawers, the sides that you can see. I did not worry about doing the bottoms and the insides and all that good junk, because that would have been a waste of both of our times. So I just painted 3 sides of each drawer, and then I did go down on the inside at the top of those drawers just a hair. So once I got them all done, I had ordered me some little pulls that matched the ones that Savannah used, but they got held up and didn't come in time for me to get this video out, and I was a little upset about that. But I compromised and improvised and used some big old fat beads from Amazon that I had on hand. Now look, y'all, this is hilarious. See those little tags right there? I got them from Amazon thinking that I was going to save me some money and buy a bulk of them. They were just entirely too big. And I thought that was my handles that I just opened, but it wasn't. That was for something else. So I just took those beads and I filled the inside, the center of it up with hot glue, and I let it sit. And then I'm going to paint them and use those for my little drawer pulls. So I ended up having to go to the Dollar Tree anyway and buying 6 of those little frames that have those little label holders on them. And I took the little label holders off of the frames and put them on the front of these drawers. After all, I tried my best to use the ones that I bought from Amazon, but they were just way too big. You'll see me put them on, and then I'll end up taking them right back off. But these are some random greenery that I got from the Dollar Tree, all 3 of them, and I will link them below, like I said, in my description box, so that you can find them at the Dollar Tree if you so desire. So I just took 3 different random greeneries and put 1 of each in each drawer, and I added those little label thingies, whatever they're called, the little square thing that I got off of the bottom of the picture frames, and then my little drawer pulls that I made out of those big fat beads. And did I tell you, I don't remember if I told you, that I took the truffle chalk paint by Waverly and distressed it down. I dry brushed it all over all of the drawers and the outside and everything. See, I just go through this whole shebang here and add those big old things. I knew they were too big when I put them on there, but I thought it's not going to be that bad. Nobody's going to be able to tell. It's going to still look cute, whatever. No, honey. My OCD would not let me do it. It drove me berserk. I couldn't do it. So I went on in, like I said a minute ago, and took them all back off, because that little overhang was just too much for my heart to handle. Well, this glue had already dried and was being a booger about coming off. So I took my heat gun and I just heated that hot glue back up and got it back to its natural hot form, and it comes right off. So if you're ever trying to get hot glue off of something and it's dried up and you can't do it, put some heat to it and it liquefies it back down again, and you can just swoop, wipe it right on off. Same goes for stickers and things that you're trying to get off of something that you've bought. If you can't get that sticker off, apply a little bit of heat to it and it'll loosen that glue up and it'll pull right on off. So that's what I ended up having to do, is just take my heat gun and melt that hot glue back down again. And like I said, you'll see it here in just a sec. It just comes right on off. But those little beads right there that I used turned out pretty good after all for my little drawer pulls. I really wish I would have gotten the ones that I ordered from Amazon in time for this video, but it's telling me that it's going to be held up for a couple of days even. So I'm sure I'll find something to do with them when they finally come dragging up in here. But you see that glue right there, how easy it came off? It comes off super easy if you just put some heat to it and get it ready again. So once I got those drawers all cleaned off, got that glue cleaned off of those drawers, it was as simple as taking my little my little plate there that I got off of the picture frames. I did use just a little tiny dab of glue on each side of one to hold it down so that it would stay in place when I was screwing it in. Now, I probably could have just glued it down and not screwed it in. But again, my OCD would not let me do it. Now, you hear me talk about OCD, 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 but you see that mess up under my hands on that paper? Y'all, if I wasn't running short of paper, I usually change my paper out between each craft. But I was running short, and my Dollar Tree is out of that craft paper right now. So it was driving me crazy to do 3 different crafts on the same paper. Y'all don't even know what a struggle that was for me. Hey, I'm telling you, the struggle is real. I can't handle it. So anyway, I took those little things off the frames. There's the cute little frames. Added them to each drawer. And they were much, much better. They fit the drawer's size perfectly. Now, those beads, I should have used a 20 millimeter and made them a little bit smaller. But I was tired and running out of time, and I was not going to pull them off just to go to a smaller bead because they worked perfect for the little pull. But once I got those on, that's literally all there was to it. All I had to do was put my greenery back down in there and stage it for you to see, and that was it. And I absolutely love the one that Savannah done. I love everything she does, actually, but I love the way hers turned out, and I knew the first time I saw it, I had to recreate it. So when I found out that Try It Tuesday was going to be today, the first thing I did was went and looked for that video for this particular little planner right here so that I could recreate it. And I was so excited about that. So thank you, Savannah, for giving me this inspiration. But once I got them all done, like I said a second ago, it was just a matter of getting my greenery put back in there, and that was it. So I'm going to show you what mine looked like. And again, I'm going to show you what Savannah's look like. So again, make sure you leave me a comment down in the little comment section below and let me know what you think about how I did. Did I do her proud, or do you think she's looking at it going, girl, please? No, I think I came close enough. Had I had those little handles that I was expecting, it would have looked identical to hers, just about it. But look how beautiful hers was. And then there is mine, and I was so proud of the way it turned out, and I am keeping that for myself. I love it. And when my little handles come in, I may very well just pop those 3 off and replace them. And if I do that, I'll send a picture in my next video when it comes out next week and show you what they look like once I was done. I might not, I don't know. We'll see. But let me know down in the comments what you think about how this turned out. Now we are going to jump right on into DIY number 3, which is also going to be a project that Miss Savannah did. So for DIY number 3, it's this adorable little picture frame or picture hanger, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it a picture frame because we're not framing out pictures, but it is something for pictures to hang on. So the way she did hers and the way I'm doing mine, she obviously used a different same board, but a different holiday. Let's put it like that. And then these little slats that you can get in the Crafter Square at the Dollar Tree. She used 7 and I used 7. And we just put them on, just glued them to the back side of that little picture right there. And once I got them glued down, I just took it outside and sprayed it with this ivory spray paint that is very close to the same color as the ivory chalk paint. And then once I did that, I used my Vintage Wash Effects and went in and distressed it down, made me another bow very similar to the bow that I put on my little pizza pan hanger a few minutes ago. And I used some lamb's ear from Walmart for my greenery on this one and got it all zip tied together. And then once I did that, it was just a matter of adding those little round clips. I think they're called clipboard clips. I don't know what they're called. I didn't really look at the paper or the little package that it came in, but it's perfect to glue on there to hold your little pictures on. So once I got those little clips glued on, and I put one on every other piece of wood, I almost called it a rung, on well, if I could get my tongue untied, I'll tell you what I did. I put one on every other piece of wood so that it would hold 3 different pictures. And then I picked out just 3 pictures that I had printed out. You know, we just don't print out pictures anymore. Oh, I did use a little button for the middle of that bow. I made me a little finger bow to go on top of that bow, and then I put a little button on top of that. And then, like I said, I put these 3 little round clips on there, picked out 3 of my pictures that I had printed out. If you're like me, we just don't even print them out anymore. But, oh yes, and I made the hanger on the back with one of the same ribbons that I used in my bow. And it's such a light picture that I felt comfortable using this little piece of ribbon with some hot glue. And it's been hanging since I made it, and it's doing just fine. So, like I said, I had 3 pictures that I had printed out, which is rare because I don't print pictures out anymore. And I'm showing you what it looks like without pictures. And then I'm also going to show you what it looks like with just a few pictures that I've got hanging on there. And then I will also remind you of what Savannah's look like. And I fell in love with this piece. It is just as cute as it can be. And I can't wait to get a couple of pictures printed out. My grandsons just had prom, and one of them graduated. So I'm going to get a couple of pictures from prom and graduation to stick on there. But let me know down in the comments what you think about my DIYs today. Thank you, Savannah, for the inspiration. And thank you, Sammie and Rebecca, for hosting this and co-hosting this today. Thank you to my viewers for coming to watch me. Again, if you're here from the playlist and you've never seen me before, I'm tickled to death that you're here. And I would love for you to stick around and subscribe. But either way, definitely give me a big thumbs up and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. But be sure you go down to that description box, find that playlist link, and go watch what everybody else has done for you today. And enjoy the playlist. Thank you for coming to Monner's Market. God bless you. Have a good day. Bye now.